Hello, my name is Joe Jamanco. I am the managing partner here at Jamanco Law Partners. And today I want to give you a little information for you to consider when making the decision about whether or not you need to hire an attorney. You know, the reality is hiring an attorney can be very expensive. The problem, though, is sometimes when you don't hire one, it can cost you even more. So how do you know when you should hire an attorney versus when you don't need to hire an attorney? I want to give you a few tips and give a few examples for you to consider if you need to make that decision. First of all, you need to consider what's at stake. Are we talking about something where your ability to work is at stake? Is it something that you're facing jail time? Is it something serious where the outcome of it will change your life or will have a major impact? If the answer is yes, then absolutely you need to hire an attorney. The higher the consequences, the more the benefit will be from hiring an attorney. Number two, consider the cost. Is the dispute over $10? Is it over $100? Is it over $1,000? $10,000? Is it over $1 million? Obviously, the more that's at stake, the more risk there is involved, and the more you'll likely benefit from having an attorney. Consider the time commitment. You know, judges and opposing parties in cases don't tend to work off hours. They don't tend to work in the evenings. They don't tend to work on the weekends. If you work a full-time job, you need to ask yourself, do you actually have the ability, the time, to work on your own case? And if the answer is no, then you likely need to hire an attorney. Consider the legal issues. Do you know them? Do you know them well enough to stake the outcome of your case on it? You know, there's a common misconception, much like doctors, well, with lawyers, where the average person seems to think that every lawyer practices every kind of law. They just don't. Most lawyers will focus in one, two, or a handful of practice areas. Even your general practice doctor or lawyer doesn't actually practice in all areas of the law. They tend to practice in a handful of things. They may know a little bit about lots of different things. They may be able to help you with most issues, but they don't do everything. Let me give you some examples for you to consider. Let's say you were involved in a car accident. In that car accident, you were seriously injured. You wind up having to have a surgery in order to take care of it. But the insurance company on the other side has been very nice to you. They've been talking to you, telling you, you don't need to hire an attorney. You'll wind up having to give them part of anything that you recover. Just negotiate with us. We'll resolve the case, and you don't need to hire an attorney. In that situation, should you hire an attorney? Probably. Probably because the outcome of that case is going to be significant. And the value that an attorney tends to bring to such a case is dramatically more than anything it's going to cost. Insurance companies, you have to remember, are there in order to make money. They're for-profit institutions. They charge premiums to the people who they issue policies to, and they make money by paying out less to claimants than they take in. So it's to their benefit to short every single person who has a claim. Even if they seem like they're on your side, their bottom line is not. An attorney can not only help you assess the case and settle the case, resolve the case, take it to trial if need be, but they can also bring additional value to the case that you may not understand. For instance, if you have unpaid medical bills or if you have an outstanding medical lien against the case, before you ever recover anything, those have to be paid. A knowledgeable attorney who knows what they're doing can actually negotiate those amounts down and put that money in your pocket. Second example, let's say the collision was just a minor fender bender and you had about $1,000 in property damage. Is that situation worthwhile to hire an attorney? Probably not. Yes, an attorney will absolutely bring benefit to the table. It'll make things easier, could make things go faster. But is the cost going to be worthwhile? Can you actually rationalize that? And if it's $1,000 that's involved, probably not. A lot of people think that in every single case that's out there, if you prevail, that you get attorney's fees. In the state of Illinois, that's actually not how it works. You only get attorney's fees in a case if a contract provides for it or if there's a statute that allows for it. Otherwise, it's very rare to get attorney's fees. In the vast majority of cases out there, there are no attorney's fees awarded to the prevailing party. Let me give you the third example. Let's talk about family law. You're facing a divorce, you've got kids, you have significant assets, or you've been married for a long period of time. In that situation, do you need an attorney? Probably. All of those are issues that are taken into consideration by a judge in ultimately issuing the marriage separation agreement and ruling on all the issues that are important when a marriage is dissolving. And the unfortunate reality is 40 to 50% of all people who get married will get divorced. So it's very common to ultimately need to hire a divorce attorney at some point. Not knowing your rights, even if you and your partner are in agreement on most issues, not knowing your rights can actually cause you a huge detriment, both financially and emotionally with kids or what have you. So it's worthwhile in most of those situations to hire an attorney. Example number 4, terms and conditions on the internet. If you use the internet, and most of us do, you can't use most websites, especially ones that have any kind of a purchase component to it, without clicking yes on the terms and conditions. They won't let you buy anything. They won't let you do anything. To sign up for membership, you have to do this. Who reads the terms and conditions? Pretty much nobody, or very few people. Now, I'm not suggesting that you shouldn't read them, because you should. But most people click right through those things and don't ever consider it. Do you need an attorney for that? Probably not. You can pay an attorney to review such things, but what's the economic benefit? Is there a lot of risk involved? Now, obviously, the more money that's involved, the more it's worth consideration. But if you're talking about signing up for a Facebook account and you're just going to use it, probably not. Let's say it's a cell phone. You cannot purchase a cell phone these days without signing some kind of a contract for some period of usage of the phone. That's how they lock you in. So do you need an attorney for that? No, I would encourage you again to read through it. And if you don't understand it, then don't sign it. I mean, that's true of any contract. If you don't understand what's in the contract, don't sign it. But in most of the situations, there's just not going to be enough of an economic benefit to hire an attorney. Example number 5. You've been sued. You've been named as a defendant in a lawsuit. Do you need an attorney? Probably. And if you're a corporation, then definitely. With respect to corporations in the state of Illinois, as a corporation, you are not allowed to represent the corporation unless you're a licensed attorney. There's no way around it. So if you are organized as a corporation and the corporation gets sued, you're going to have to hire an attorney. If you're sued individually, obviously, again, the more money that's involved, the more likely it is that you need to hire an attorney. But the reality is, and even in the smaller cases, whether it's over a debt collection matter, for a credit card bill, or a minor car accident, or a small contract, the benefit in having an attorney is that you can rest assured that that attorney, assuming they do litigation, they know what they're doing. Court processes, rules of evidence, rules of procedure, statutes of limitations, all of these things are things that can kill your case before you ever get to trial. If you don't know the rules, you're going in and you're going to have a difficult time. So in most situations, if you're named as a defendant, you're going to benefit from having an attorney. So let's say that you've done the assessment, you've figured out that you do need to hire an attorney. How do you find one? How do you find one that is right for your case? Excellent question. In most situations, I know a lot of people who find their attorneys or find their way to our office, as a matter of fact, because they know someone who used us in the past. Personal referral from a family member or friend who dealt with something, being referred to another attorney who can help them. That's always a good way to go. You've got a positive referral, positive prior experience. And that attorney, if they're honest, should be able to tell you, yes, I can handle this, or no, I can't. And sometimes that attorney, like what we will do, if we don't handle it, we can refer the person off to somebody else who we trust who can. There also are a number of lawyer review websites or referral websites. For instance, some of the ones that I think are pretty good are the one run by the Illinois State Bar Association, which is IllinoisLawyerFinder.com. There's also Avvo.com, which is AVVO.com. Avvo is a little unique because when you pull it up, those attorneys who have claimed their profile are given a numerical rating. Now, this rating is something that theoretically is supposed to be based upon experience, ability, and what have you. The reality is that the website doesn't tell you how they calculate their ratings, and I wouldn't for a second suggest to you that someone who's rated high opposed to low means that they won't be a good attorney for you. Now, I've got a rating of a 10, which I'm happy to have, which is the highest rating you can have, but that doesn't mean that somebody who isn't an 8 or a 7 or a 6 won't be a good attorney for you. But it gives you a little ability to compare one to the other. There's also lawyers.com, and then local bar associations. For instance, the willcountybar.org, willcountybar.org, DuPage County Bar Association, Cook County Bar Association. There's a number of bar associations, local bar associations, who have member referral services where you can call them up and they can refer you off to somebody. So those are all great methods. Additionally, I would encourage all those who are in the Chicago metro area, the suburbs, collar counties, and across the state of Illinois, if you have a legal issue Our office has a number of attorneys on staff, and for nearly 12 years we have provided free phone consultations, initial phone consultations to clients. We do it on a daily basis. People just call in, we help them as much as we can over the phone, and if it's something that's more serious, it's going to require an attorney, we let them know that. If it's something we don't handle, then we tend to refer them off to a local colleague of ours who does, who we trust. The reality is, in hiring an attorney, it's a difficult process. It can be very stressful. I oftentimes tell people that almost no one's ever glad to come meet us because it oftentimes means that they're involved in some kind of litigation or they're facing some kind of serious legal issue. But finding an attorney that you trust and getting that process started can be extremely valuable to your case, protect your interests, and help you make sure that you're doing the right things in the case and your interests are protected. So it's not that scary of a process. Consider the economic benefits, consider the risks that are involved, and then as always, if we can help you in any way, by all means give us a call here at Jamanco Law Partners. Again, my name is Joe Jamanco, and good luck out there.